little bit of hesitancy there by the door to that point indeed in this event. But for the time being, our attention on these two in this Dutch-Indonesian encounter. There's the lady they're all cheering for in red. It's been as high as 11th in the world. Currently stands at 30th in August 2013. It slipped in April down to 50th. It's been yo-yoing a little bit. Obviously, she's only 26 years old. But last year, number 16, which is very good work today. Soraya de Visch, Eijbergen, the Dutch #1 singles hander, only 22 years old. And, she twice came national, 2015 and also international too. Made the semi-finals in Turkey and an international 2014. A couple of her name as well. And also the Polish Open 2015. So it's not all been plain sailing for their rankings at 74th. There's a 30th, so considerably higher, over 40 places between them. 26-year-old posted a couple of quarter-final showing, Bitburger Open and here in the Indonesian Open, where I'm sure she is delighted to be back on home soil. Just recognising our umpire there from India as well. Gub. So the service judge on the right there, sitting pretty, as is the umpire. Singles, of course, China have won 21 up for grabs since the refreshingly China women's singles draw. All 16 seeds have had byes through to round 2 on merit. Netherlands have won 2 medals at World Championship level. Indonesia 67. They've pocketed 20 gold medals. Netherlands have just 1 silver and bronze. Don't ask me who.
Championships, women's doubles, silver medal, Joka van Bosseken and Soraya. And of course, in Birmingham in 2003, they won a bronze with Mia Ordina. And Mia Ordina, of course, was in Indonesia and in fact represented Indonesia for many years before she married a citizen and started the Netherlands. So it's women who've won medals at World. But I think we ought to make note of the last time that Indonesia won a women's singles medal, and that was some considerable time. And by my calculation, it's 20 years ago.
Indonesia's sort of players' shoulders, can't it, a little bit, because you've got to manage that expectancy and kind of just say, well, okay, do you know what, I'm just going to do my best out here, but there's a flip side to that support as well. That's right, very tricky. Good while you're winning, basically. Fabulous reflex off the smash from the player from the Netherlands. Never met before, these two. So just early doors, still probing and feeling, looking for weaknesses, as indeed is the coach courtside.
That's interesting, Paul. Did you see that little jump up and down, skip on the spot from Lindaweni Fanetri? And that, to me, is a sign that she's just trying to get rid of her nerves. Oof, what an angle.
It's a wonderful off smash, wasn't it? That'll certainly release the nerves of the Dutch player, you'd imagine, as well. It often takes one really solid point like that, doesn't it, just to shake the shackles won that point. No prizes for that one.
Oh, that's nice.
Brilliant overhead again. She's shown us the off overhead, and that one coming around the right-hand side of the shuttle. Masterful control. This is the home of world badminton, isn't it? Where all the players want to play.
It's certainly an iconic venue. I mean, I loved playing here. It was the whole atmosphere, even when I was playing against Indonesian players, you know, to have all the fans watching and getting so involved. And it's not just the... See, listen to that. They cheer as their Indonesian player is about to hit the shuttle. Boo when the opponent is about to hit the shuttle, which seems unsporting, but it's not. As a player out on court, just the whole noise, the fact that people are watching, it's terrific to play here.
And they're badminton knowledgeable as well, aren't they?
They are,
really
absolutely.
know it and love it. She's holding her own, despite the wall of noise that she's playing against.
On.
Places between them on the world ranking list, and at the moment just 1 point between them. Okay, of course it's early doors in this women's first round singles, but both of them have hit the ground running.
That is a lovely angle, and I've noticed a number of occasions from that deep forehand side. She's played that cross court. It's almost a fast drop shot. It's not as much as a smash. It's not necessarily a slice shot, but she's just making sure that she gets the acute angle.
Yeah, she's got a lot of efficient versatility with that forehand smash. And talking of quality, did you see the last return?
Yeah.
Fetri, wonderful. Killed the speed off of that serve beautifully. The disguise from the Indonesians, completely knocking Eijbergen off balance then.
And I think you've summed it up there, Paul. If I had to say what's the difference between these two players, I'd say that the disguise of Lindaweni Fanetri is superior to her opponent. Visch Eijbergen is a developing player, so I think she's a nice natural athlete. Physically, she can get stronger so that her movement is a little more controlled around the court, and perhaps work on developing some explosive power.
Yes, in and out of those corners with just a little bit more efficiency. She's only 22 years old, isn't she?
Yeah.
4 years her opponent's junior. But she had a good junior career, did Soraya. 2011 and 2012 national junior champion. Won the Dutch International last year. That is delightful. What a way to get to the big game interval.
Wonderful block. Look at the control of this. And she's lunging on the wrong leg. Normally in badminton, you always lunge the racket side. So just their footwork looks all wrong, but she was in perfect balance, and that was just delightful.
And something you notice, well, I notice, being relatively young to badminton, is the end range control of the higher ranked players is just admirable. Really good to watch.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Very animated coach there.
Thank you, coach.
Cutting an energized figure, as indeed is the Dutch coach as well. They've got just that narrow time window to get those instructions across in a very noisy stadium as well. It's all about concision from the coach. He's got to get it right within a couple of sentences. A very narrow thought bridge that the player will cross during a performance. They don't want to be holding too many thoughts, it's too distracting. It's got to be fairly reflexive and impulsive. Well, a rare overhead miss from the Visch Eijbergen there. Suddenly, Fanetri starting to turn the screw.
Yeah, I make this 6 straight points. I think she was 6-8 down. 7 straight points. And to me, that really signals a change in momentum. After the perhaps nervous start by Lindaweni Fanetri.
Will that stop the rot?
9-13.
Only 1 in 8 points won by the young Dutch player. As she goes to change the shuffle, can she regroup and build on that now? It's all about runs of points, of course, to try and recapture that momentum. Again, showing us how secure she is up above, Jill.
13.
Yeah, this is the thing. You know, you've got one player who's got delightful racket skills in the Indonesian. You've got the Dutch player who tactically is so astute. And it's making for a wonderfully intriguing women's singles contest. I mean, both players really using what they've got and their best qualities to the best of their ability. That's great disguise, but it's gone just long.
Service over. 14-10.
It seems the early indications are that Fanetri is just that little bit more imaginative, a little bit more left brain. Definitely has a little bit more disguise.
Don't you just love it when a player proves us wrong? Well done, Soraya.
14.
That was super, using a bit of disguise herself. But, you know, in all honesty, I have to agree with you, Paul, because, you know, I'm looking at some of the results that Fanetri has had over the years. She's beaten Wang Yihan, former world champion. She's beaten Li Shuirui. Okay, going back 5 years before Li Shuirui had become the Olympic champion, but she's still beaten her. She's beaten Saina Nehwal, Tai Su Ying, who's, you know, I think the number 4 seed here at the World Championships. She's had big wins, so she has the weapons to really challenge the top players in the world. In my opinion, she is so much better than a 30 world ranking, but it's been the injury problems.
the thing, isn't it? Badminton at this level, it's just lights out, and if there's any niggles, then you really are quite exposed. Such an intensive, physically demanding sport, and just great to watch. So, Dutch lady, 3 points adrift in this compelling watch.
Oh, that's good judgment.
That's local knowledge right there, isn't it? Very aware of that slight, subtle drift from left to right. Again, masterful control from Lindaweni. How short that drop was.
Oh, that is well taken.
Like you say, Jill, she seems technically very adept, the young Dutch player, doesn't she? And very up together, but it's just that little bit readable without being critical. Do you know what I mean? And you'd feel that that will evolve.
It will evolve.
The disguise
and what I like so much about her is that she's playing the right shot at the right time. The number of times she plays a winner because she's directing the shuttle in exactly the right place.
Beaten for pace on that backhand.
That's over. 18, 13.
So, Lindaweni Fanetri, the local player, ranked 30th in the world, closing in on game one. Fairly fast, you feel here. Dutch player, still 5 points adrift. Inside the back line, misjudgment by Eijbergen there.
13.
2 points from the first game now then. Beautifully done. Everybody thought that was spilling wide, but it found its mark.
Game point. 13.
There's Fanetri then, poised on the cusp of the first game here in this first round women's singles match. That's a wonderful finish. 21-13 then. The Indonesian player, ranked 30th in the world, seals the first game. And it was a close game at that.
It was, but what's significant to me is that Lindaweni Fanetri won 15 of the last 20 points from 6-8 down, and that, to me, is, if I'm the Dutch player or the Dutch coaches, is a worry. But all credit to the Indonesian. Look at that. That is just delightful.
These 21 points to 15 against Soraya de Visch Eijbergen, the young Dutch player, only 22 years old. In this crackling atmosphere out here at the Estora Stadium.
Starting this second game as she left off the first, Fanetri.
Service over. 1 all.
Often seems, Jill, to take just a little while to settle as they change ends, doesn't it? What with the very subtle change in drift. Not that it's much. But you can see there, Fanetri just getting that slightly wrong. She'll have to gun more towards the backhand corner of the Dutch player, you'd imagine. What a waste.
Yeah, that goes down as a hideous miss.
1.
Half-court lift. No, she won't be happy with herself there. Really. 99 times out of 100, she would have played a winner from that.
Service over. 2 all.
Yeah, that's the one. Do you remember in the opening game, Paul, I was talking about not having the physicality to get out of trouble? And that last shot from Visch, that was the sort of thing where she's really got to work on it. And physically, she's got to get herself in position. It's not just creating more power technically with the backhand. You've got to get yourself in position to play what we call that round the head shot. Like that. Brilliant. Instead of just being almost lazy, not moving the feet and playing the backhand, that's the sort of movement she needs.
Is that just a lot of exposure to working in and out of corners, Jill, and getting badminton strong, or is that time in the gym, do you feel?
Time in the gym as much as anything, as well as the footwork patterns. We call it shadow work. I know a lot of sports do it. I see footballers doing shadow work. I see tennis players doing shadow work. You know, everybody does it so that you just get used to the footwork movement and it becomes second nature to you.
Well, it's interesting because we're staying at the Players Hotel, and out beside the pool there's a terrace that I overlook every morning. They're all out there doing these sort of footwork patterns very aggressively, almost just to simulate the upcoming match. They've got the bands out. You go to the gym, they're contorting themselves into all sorts of stretched positions, and the kettlebells are whizzing around. The weights are being thrown about as well. Only light weights, of course, during competition. It's all being used. They're very professional now, and sports science is meticulous in that regard.
You see, when she moved her feet there and played the round the head shot, all of a sudden she's got options. She went for the cross-court smash. I know she missed, but look at this. This is lovely. Now, as she's landing, she's trying to transfer the body weight so that she comes back towards the center of the court. But she needs to get a little stronger so that as she's landing, there's an explosive push forward towards the center of the court at the moment. There's a very, very slight hesitation. As soon as she turns to play the high backhand, she's in trouble.
7-3.
Yes, that slight physical vulnerability just exposed at the highest level in world badminton. Level 1 championships, of course, big points on offer. Players desperate to do well here.
Good rally. Oh, wonderful net shot. Paul, I hope I wasn't sounding too negative about to Visch, Eijbergen, because
no, very informative, far from it.
because you know, it sounds as if I'm saying she needs to improve that, and then this, that, and the next thing. To me, she's one of the most talented individuals, not just in Holland, in the whole of Europe. And I can see how she could get so much better.
Absolutely. And she would want to hear that, you'd imagine. Players normally their own best critics. It's all about evolving to the next level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depends, of course, on the aspirations of the person.
Now you see the movement coming forward there. She didn't go into a deep enough lunge. Again, it's the physicality or lack of it in the legs, and therefore getting back to the base position. We always, in sport, we look at how quickly you get to the ball or the shuttle, or, you know, whatever, whether it's football or, again, badminton, but it's the recovery.
It's the split-step quality.
Yep. Get back to that base position, ready for the next shot. As important as getting to the shuttle early in the first place.
Excellent work from both, but Fanetri very much in a dominant position now, just exposing the wide backhand of the young Dutch player again and again, and sensibly playing sort of into the drift, if you will. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Misjudged by Lindaweni there on a rare occasion. But principally because I think Visch had her off balance. She was a little disorientated. Well, the Indonesian will go into the mid-game interval. Feeling pretty good about herself now.
Yeah, she's flowing.
Position.
She's flowing. You've got to ask a question, though. That shuttle nowhere near the sideline as far as playing a backhand is concerned. And that's sort of a big no in women's singles. You've got to be playing that round the head position. That's interesting. What are they talking about? Flat play or something? I'd love to hear what they're saying, I know that. But just looking at his gestures, the Dutch coach there seemed to be saying something about crouching down or playing flatter.
It's that little window where the coach can really earn their keep. Winner of this match plays the 13th seed. Also from Japan. We spoke of that at the top of the programme. The World Championships. The 7th seed up against Peter Kukal of the Czech Republic. That should be a cracker as well. Do stay with us for that 15th offering today. Oh, she's found it. Beautiful smash.
Just proving my point.
11.
Play that round the head. You've got options. Look at this. It's worth the hard work physically to get the feet in position. She could have played straight down the line, down the forehand side of Fanetri. Instead, just turns that racket head at the last moment.
She does that well as well, doesn't she? It's
Absolutely.
a good skill.
Absolutely.
Still got a lot of work to do, though. Lady in red, very much in the driving seat out here. Oh, brilliant again from the Dutch player.
7.
Well, now I've got to eat my words. A winning backhand, that's fantastic.
But you're absolutely right, that's been the area she's been exposed in, just that little bit. Fairly evident. But she's young, she's got plenty of time to work on that. Well, almost a brilliant recovery. Ball, the shuttle just spilling long over the back line there. What a comeback from Soraya de Visch Eijbergen here. 3 in a row.
Yeah, and I love to see this. It would be so easy for the younger of the two players. Again, down 6 points adrift at the mid-game interval. Would be so easy to say, you know, I'm playing a better player today, but she's in there fighting. I don't know what her coach said to her, but whatever it was, it's worked at that mid-game interval. It's great to see.
Taking her time rightly, just compounding the pressure back onto her opponent. Still 3 points between them in the second game. Lindaweni Fanetri just looks to be playing within herself that little bit more to me. There was a couple of shots prior that I thought might have been drifting out of court over to the right sideline, but they were both played back nonetheless. The Indonesian.
Rushali Upade, our umpire from India, just saying don't wander around the courts. Play will be continuous. Well, after such a good long rally, I think I'd be wandering around the court too. But rules are rules, and they're there for a purpose. That's why.
Good leave there from Lindaweni Fanetri. Very clear-headed under pressure. Running with the lead nicely now. Dutch player having had a run of 3 consecutive points, and now the Indonesian with 2 of her own. Can she compound the misery on Eijbergen?
Oh, it's a good return of serve.
Service over. 9-13.
I just get the feeling, Paul, that Fanetri is commanding the rallies. Do you know what I mean by that? She's dictating the pace. She's the one that's punching the clear, then going for the angle. And I'd love to see de Visch Eijbergen actually commanding the rallies herself a little bit more. Take a little more initiative. To me, she's reactive instead of proactive.
Does that again come back to the strength issue ever so slightly? Makes you wonder. Wonderful. Overhead from the top draw.
9.
Such disguise. Very difficult to get a read on that smash. Crowd delighted with what they're seeing. The volume's gone up a couple of notches.
Oh, that is unbelievable. There was a net cord there, perfect spinning net shot from Lindaweni, and her opponents hit a net cord back off the net cord, surely. Well, it wasn't a net cord, it was just tight spinning. Look at that, though. Look how the shuttle tumbles as it goes over the net. That is remarkable.
The clear was too short. Got what it deserved.
Once again, who's dictating the pace? Who's commanding the rally?
She's another of these players, like the Japanese player Momota, the 4th seed in the men's singles that we saw win earlier on this court, who just seems to be a step ahead, frankly. Something something that comes with experience, of course, and time on the match court.
Oh, yeah, indecision.
17-10.
So a 7-point advantage then to Lindaweni Fanetri. Closing in on round 2, you feel. Just 4 points away from a berth in round 2. Can this young lady pull it out of the fire?
What?
She's still got time to respond.
Service over. 11.
But she'll have to dig deep mentally and show real attitude and application. She's very focused. She's certainly not thrown the towel in yet, that's for sure. But has she got what it takes to turn this one around?
Service over.
Quick
18.
fist punch in the air, then that reaction from Fanetri said it all. She knew how pivotal that point was.
Service over.
Yeah, she mustn't try and finish it off too quickly.
18.
Fanetri going for a winner that really wasn't... Oh, no, perhaps just trying to play it too close to the line. Thought that was very nearly coming back
I
in.
did too. Where's the drift when you need it? It wasn't very apparent there, was it? To her frustration, you'd imagine. And to her delight. 5 points between them still.
Oh, that's a great follow-up.
14. 18.
Really impressed with the Dutch national champion, showing a lot of character out here under fire and under the merciless chants from the crowd. And
Service over. 19. 14.
Fanetri 2 points away
Black.
from the W. Wonderful work with the off smash to finish the point. What a rally that was, Jill.
Yes, tactically very astute again. And when, once again, she works the feet to get herself in position, she's got that option of that cross-court smash.
Crowd assisting the Indonesian get across the finish line here. They've been boisterous throughout in a positive way.
Service over. 20. Match point. 15.
So 5 match points then for Lindaweni Fanetri to close this match out. 21-15. With a joyous smile at the end of that one. Relief for Lindaweni Fanetri, the 30th world ranked player, former 11th world ranked player a couple of years ago. She's had her ups and downs with injury and what have you, but really showing her pedigree this evening. She's delighted to come through that opening round women's singles encounter. A big sigh of relief for her and all the fans around this Astoria Stadium, you'd imagine. So she secures a berth in round 2. It'd be harsh to say that she totally orchestrated affairs out here, but she was very, very deceptive, very disguised when she needed to be. But all credit to the Dutch player. A real talent she is, and I'm sure she'll go on to great things herself. But there we are, confirmation of the result then. 21-13, 21-15 in just 42 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last match of this new William O'Connor and number 5. Please welcome technical reviews. Yang Hao Christian Malaysia and the solution.
So just to remind you, there we are then, just confirmation of the last 4 matches and the results there, and the upcoming match, Victor Axelsen, the 7th seed. What a treat that'll be to watch him play and open his campaign here in the 2015 World Championships from Jakarta, up against Peter Kukal of the Czech Republic. Do stay with us for that one. This is the last offering of the day. That'll be our 15th match, having been on air since 9 AM. You can catch us tomorrow for more first round singles action as well, but do stay with us for this last upcoming match. Shortly we're awaiting our players. The big tall Dane against the man from the Czech Republic should be a real intriguing watch. There we are, they're part of the draw then. Adrian Ziolko awaits, having had a win over Vladimir Malkov earlier.
And how nice to see a Pranoy, the number 11 seed, back on the world circuit. This is his first tournament since breaking a toe, so lovely to see him back.